Hi everyone, my name is Shelby.
Hey everyone, my name is Gareth.
And we're both Macquarie University student ambassadors. We're sorry we couldn't be with you in person, but through the power of technology, we're here with you virtually. We're just here to give you a little bit of insight into what it's like to be a Macquarie University student, some of the cool opportunities you'll have once you're a Macquarie student, and just kind of the different ways to get into your dream course at Macquarie. So before we get started, I'm just going to introduce myself. As I said, my name is Shelby and I'm in my final year of a Bachelor of Laws and a Bachelor of Arts majoring in Social Justice. I think I chose my course because ever since I was really young, I've always wanted to help people. And when I enjoyed legal studies in high school, I think that was kind of an indication that I should maybe look into a law degree. This photo here is actually me in Brazil in my first year where I visited with our Global Leadership Program, which is a really cool program that I'll talk about a little bit later. But basically I went on an international leadership symposium and saw some amazing things and learned a lot of cool stuff about human rights, which made me come back and actually change my degree to social justice. And when I finish university, I think I really want to pursue a career in international human rights advocacy. I'm really passionate about children and women's rights, and I've had some really cool opportunities at Macquarie to help set me on that career path, so I've been really lucky.
So hey everyone, my name is Gareth and I'm a second year medical student here at Macquarie University. However, I've actually been at Macquarie for 4 years now because I completed a Bachelor of Clinical Science straight after high school. When I think back to when I was in high school, there are a few things that led me to want to become a doctor. First off, I always remember I really loved science class, especially chemistry and biology. The classes where we got to study the human body were just phenomenal, so I always look forward to them in my timetable. And I also really love working with people. I love sharing my experiences with them and hearing all the unique stories they have to tell. So for me, medicine seemed like the perfect fit because it would allow me to use my science skills to interact with people, help them stay healthy so they can do all the things they love, like going to the beach, playing their favorite sports, spending time with their family, traveling internationally, just generally staying healthy so they can go out and experience all the wonders that life has to offer. So after high school, I chose the Bachelor of Clinical Science at Macquarie because it was an accelerated 2-year degree. That means I could finish it faster and I could get into medicine. But I also felt like it had a really good balance between the art and the science of healthcare. So there was a lot of the science built into it, like chemistry, anatomy, physiology. But then there was also really good attention to things like communication, teamwork, and healthcare ethics. And just all of that together made it the perfect package. So I was really excited to choose that. Now that I'm in medicine, I really love how practical it is. I love working with patients on the ward. And I'm so excited to see where it's going to take me in the future.
So these are some really cool photos of us when we were in your shoes not too long ago. I think, thank goodness for glow ups.
Yes.
But we just want to share some advice from when we were in year 11 and 12 and what our experiences are. I think the biggest one for me is to stay balanced. Just have that balance between your studies, which are really important, but also just make sure you're looking after your mental health and your physical health. You're still having a social life. You're still getting involved in things that you're really passionate about and interested in, just so you're really looking after yourself and you're supported and you're kind of more well-rounded and looking after yourself.
Yeah, and my advice would be to really do your research this year. I know it can be quite stressful this year with all that's going on, but it means it's really important to make sure that you're informed so you can make some good decisions. So that can involve things like talking to your friends and family about what you could do at university, talking to careers advisors, and then also having a look at the UAC website and the Macquarie website. There's a lot of fantastic information out there, and by doing a little bit of research, it means that you're a bit more informed, can take some of the stress off your year, because I know it's really stressful with all of the exams. Another thing I'd recommend is signing up to our mailing list. That way we can send you all of the latest and the greatest information and you'll stay up to date during your year 12. And it means just you can let it go in the background. You don't have to be worrying about missing out on all of the latest information. So really do your research this year and that will make it so much easier. So right now, both Shelby and I are both studying online, but we really can't wait to get back to the fantastic Macquarie campus. So we thought we'd share a few photos of our time on campus and what we get up to on our uni dive days. So here you can see me at the university getting involved in student groups. So that was a fundraising activity that I ran there in front of the little photo wall that we made out of A4 paper. And you can also see me getting involved with St. John Ambulance. So that's a fantastic volunteering initiative that I'm part of. It allows me to get out into the community, go to social events, go to concerts and provide first aid support there using my skills that I've learned at university. And I found that's a fantastic way to give back to the community, but also meet new people And it just means that I'm doing so much more than just being in the classroom.
Yeah, and that's a photo of me that when I was on the executive team of our Amnesty International Society, which is a really cool opportunity to get involved with an organisation that I'm really passionate about and focuses on human rights. So while I was on the exec of that team, we were able to run some social justice events and initiatives on campus and really get like-minded students involved, which was really cool. But I think one of the most cool things about university that I really loved when I started was the flexibility that you get compared to when you're in high school. So with school, you're usually, at school 5 days a week. You don't really get much choice in where you go and what you do. But when you're a university student, it's so different because you get the independence and the flexibility to design your week based on whatever you want to do. So you may be on campus only a few days a week, but getting involved in those really cool things like student groups, working out at our gym on campus, studying in our really cool library. But then the other days in the week, you may be doing a part-time job or getting involved in extracurricular activities. So you really have that flexibility and independence to have a week that suits you.
Yeah, and I think that really speaks to what Shelby was talking about in year 12 and how you need to be well-rounded and have a good balance between your social life and your work life. And you can really do that at university. It's so easy to choose your timetable and there's just so many opportunities that await you.
So just quickly, we just want to recognise that we know this year is not very ordinary and there are some circumstances currently happening that's making year 12 a little bit more stressful for you. So we just want to emphasise that at Macquarie, we recognise that students are a lot more than just their ATAR. And yes, the HSC and your ATAR are very important, but it's only one way to get into university. So at Macquarie, we've got a range of different entry programs that can really recognise you more holistically. So these are early entry programs, adjustment factors, which can boost your ATAR, and we have alternative entry as well. So we'll just go through some of them now.
So the first one I'd like to talk about is our Macquarie Leaders and Achievers program. So this is an early entry program, and what it means for you is that you could get an offer to study at Macquarie before you've even completed your HSC exams at the end of the year. I don't know about you, but that sounds like a fantastic way to take off some of the stress that comes with year 12. So I recommend that all of you check out this program because it's fantastic. The way this program works is it looks at your year 11 school results as well as your commitment in the community. So this is a way that Macquarie can assess you as a unique individual, and we can give you an offer based on you as a person rather than just looking at your ATAR. So we're looking for students that have performed really well in year 11, but also those who have given back to their community. In your application, you need to give a list of 3 activities that you've partaken in. And things people usually tell us about are things that they've been involved in at school, such as leadership, sporting, and also things outside of school, such as volunteering in the community, having a part-time job, anything that's showing that you're going above and beyond. Rest assured that Macquarie is looking into these applications in light of everything that's going on around the world. So if you're worried about having time to go out and do those activities, we're looking at the quality, not so much the quantity. So if you've had some fantastic community engagement in year 11, you can put that down. Don't worry, we're going to have a look at it in context of what's happening. This program's open to all courses at Macquarie, minus our co-op programs. And that's a fantastic way that you guys could get an entry into your dream degree. I know in year 12, clinical science wasn't available, but now it is. And I think that would have been fantastic. It would have taken a lot of pressure off me. So I definitely recommend that you guys check out this program. You apply directly through our website, and I like to just shout that out. So search MQ Leaders and Achievers, and to pull up all of the information on applications, the dates. It's opening on the 1st of June this year. So definitely check out our website for all the latest information. And I recommend you apply for this one.
So the other early entry program we have at Macquarie is our Schools Recommendation Scheme, which is definitely an early entry program that's very dear to my heart because I received an offer for this program when I was in year 12. Essentially, we'll be looking at your year 11 results alongside a recommendation from your school. So this means that we're recognising that your school knows exactly what type of student you are because you've been there for a few years. So we're giving them the voice to recommend you as a student that has the potential to do really well at university. So all you have to do to apply for this program is after you submit your UAC application, you then submit your SRS application. It's all done via UAC as well. Applications are currently open now for session 1, 2021, and will be closing on the 20th of September. The offers through this program are released in November, which is after those HSC exams, but before you get your results and your ATAR, which can really take that pressure off again. And I was lucky enough to get that offer in November, which meant that it didn't matter what my marks were at the end, even though, you know, I did pretty well, but I still had that offer locked in place, and I went ahead with that offer as well. So it's a really cool one to look into. There's heaps of information on our website, but you apply through UAC.
Next, I'd like to touch on adjustment factors. So adjustment factors are a way that you can receive additional points to add on top of your ATAR to generate your selection rank. And the selection rank is what Macquarie uses to judge your entry into our courses. So there's a number of different adjustment factors that you can receive. And for the majority of courses at Macquarie, you can receive up to 10. However, for some, you can receive less. So I definitely recommend that you check out our MQ adjustment factors page on our website so that you can get all the latest information. And there's also a calculator on that website where you can put in all of your circumstances or the subjects you study in year 12, and we can tell you how many adjustment factors you're eligible for. So there's a number of different schemes that you can apply for. The first one being equity. So this is for students that have experienced significant hardship in year 11 and 12 that may have impacted on your ability to perform well. Other adjustment factors you can receive are based on your location. So if you live close to Macquarie's campus or if you live in a rural environment. Lastly, we have the achievement adjustment factors. So these are based on students that are doing really well in high school. So you can receive additional points through our academic advantage program based on if you do really well in specific bands and subjects in high school. And you can find all the information on what subjects those are in our website. We also have the Big History Scheme, which is a fantastic online course that students can complete. It goes through the history of the world from the Big Bang all the way up until now. And just by completing that course, you can be eligible for 3 adjustment factors. So that's a fantastic way that you can help boost your ATAR. There's also adjustment factors available for those who are performing on the sports field or performing on stage through our Elite Athletes and Performers program. And we also reward students for completing the Duke of Edinburgh Award and the Queen's Scout and Queen's Guide Award. So like I said before, make sure you check out our website for all the latest information. And these are a fantastic way that you can boost your ATAR and your selection rank.
So as we mentioned, at Macquarie, we like to recognise that students are a lot more than their ATAR, and we have a lot of different entry programs to help you get into your dream course. One that I really want to highlight is our academic entry program, which Gareth actually received an offer through for clinical science. So do you want to just give us a little bit of information about what that program is, Gareth?
Sure. So this program is fantastic because it matches your performance in relevant HSC subjects to a course at Macquarie. So for me, I was really interested in studying clinical science, and I took a lot of science subjects at high school. So Macquarie was able to give me an offer to clinical science based on my performance in those relevant subjects. So if I had something else that was maybe not so relevant, maybe French, and I didn't do so well, and that brought my ATAR down, that wouldn't have mattered because I was performing in the relevant subjects. You can check out our website to see all the specific subjects for our courses at Macquarie, and that can help you get an offer when we look at you more than just your ATAR.
Yeah, I really think that speaks to how Macquarie likes to focus on students and their individual performance rather than your ATAR. So definitely check out our academic entry program because you could get an offer through it. We also have guaranteed entry, which means if you meet the published selection rank of a course and you have that course as your first preference in your UAC application, you can actually receive guaranteed entry into that program, which can really take the stress of worrying about whether you're going to get an offer or not. We also have diploma programs, which are really great stepping stones into your dream bachelorette course. It's actually the equivalent of the first year, so you'll jump straight into the second year. It doesn't cost any more, and it's just a really great way to get the introductory foundational subjects, but then you also aren't really losing any time as well. So definitely look into those if you're a little bit worried about not meeting the selection rank. But we do have a lot of entry programs, and the best way to get an idea about what you might be eligible for is using our really helpful Macquarie Entry Navigator, which is on our website. So you can just check all the boxes, put in your circumstances, and it'll tell you everything that you might be eligible for.
Next, I'd like to talk about scholarships. So scholarships are a fantastic way to support you while you're studying at university. We actually have so many scholarships at Macquarie that we can't talk about all of them today, but I want to direct you to our website where you can find all the latest and up-to-date information. There's also a scholarship finder tool on that website where you can put in your relevant circumstances, you can put in what subjects you'd like to study at university, and it can recommend scholarships for you. I definitely recommend that students definitely apply for these scholarships because it can really help you support you while you're studying. And as you can see up on the screen, we've got a big range of scholarships. Both Shelby and I are actually lucky enough to have received a scholarship. My scholarship was based on my academic achievement in my undergraduate degree, and it's really helped support me to continue my postgraduate studies here at Macquarie.
Yeah, and I was lucky enough to receive a travel scholarship when I visited Cambodia last year on an internship. I received a New Colombo Plan scholarship, which really helped support the finances of going overseas. So I was really, really grateful for that. Okay, so just on the slide here, you'll see some of the key dates that we've mentioned. We just want to reiterate them for you so you can jot them down in your diaries. So as we said, the Leaders and Achievers Early Entry Program is opening on the 1st of June and closing on the 31st of August. That's a direct application on our website. The School's Recommendation Scheme Early Entry Program is currently open via UAC and is closing on the 20th of September. The Educational Access Scheme Adjustment Factors program is open currently via UAC and is closing at various dates in late 2020, and those dates can be found on UAC's website. And UAC applications for Session 1 2021 are currently open. Okay, so this is a nice photo of me at my local train station in Canania, where I live. It's relatively far from Macquarie, but with the train system and the really cool metro that we have on campus, I'm able to get to Macquarie in just over an hour, which is not too bad. I can do all my readings and unwind on the train, so I actually don't mind it too much. But we also have some bus routes that will drop you right onto campus, and there's heaps of parking around campus. So no matter where you live or what mode of transport you're taking, there's definitely a way to get to Macquarie.
So we've chatted about how fantastic Macquarie's campus is, and here you can see a wonderful aerial shot of it. Just notice how green and lush it is, and you can also see the Macquarie University Lake. I find that's a fantastic place to eat some lunch and do some study. So I just love the campus because it's so open and so accessible. But you can also see just where Macquarie's campus is located, and you can see that we've got industry partners on our doorstep. You can see some big names up there, such as Johnson & Johnson, Microsoft, Optus, Foxtel. And this means that we're all connected within the Macquarie Uni area. What this means for students is that there's a number of internship opportunities that await you when you come to Macquarie. And I'll just touch on my experience right now. So I was part of Macquarie's practical experience program that's actually built into all of Macquarie's undergraduate degrees. This means every student will have an opportunity to gain some real world experience while they study their degree, and it will be in an area that's relevant to their degree. So for me, I studied the Bachelor of Clinical Science, and I got to work on a psychology and employee wellbeing program at a business in Macquarie Park. That way I got to see how psychology, medicine, and business can interact. And I actually got to present my findings from that program to the managing director. As a second year university student, it was just phenomenal to be able to share that experience and to be talking into a room of such great people. It taught me some fantastic skills such as communication, teamwork, and it really broadened my horizons into what's possible with medicine. So it's a fantastic opportunity for students, and it's open to all of our undergraduate students.
Yeah, and I've been lucky enough to actually do 5 different internships as part of my 2 courses, which has been an amazing way for me to kind of get my foot in the door, to develop those networks and just get that real life experience that I think is so crucial when you're looking for work, and that just makes you so much more employable as well. So just quickly, I have done 3 different international internships and 2 domestic. They've all been relevant to my career goals and my degree, which has been amazing. So I've done international human rights reports that I've sent to India and to the Philippines, where we were documenting and writing about human rights issues. I have done some work with refugees in Australia and learning about access to justice for vulnerable people. And last year I mentioned I went to Cambodia to work on an international funding proposal for poverty reduction in vulnerable communities, which was absolutely amazing that we're able to have that kind of impact while we're still students. So that's something to definitely look forward to. Another program that we have at our university is our Global Leadership Program, which is an amazing opportunity to develop yourself as a young leader and just to become more aware and educated about global issues to help you develop as a global citizen as well. So as I mentioned, I visited Brazil with this program in my first year, which was absolutely incredible. I learned heaps about the social, cultural, political issues facing Brazil, well, which was just so amazing and kind of awareness raising as well. We got to visit the United Nations headquarters and work with NGOs, and that was all in my first year. So there's some incredible opportunities that you get through this program, which I really recommend looking into once you're a Macquarie student. And the other thing we want to touch on is our exchange program. So if you're looking at maybe getting some travel in while you're studying, or adding an international perspective to your degree, definitely look at exchange. We have over 200 partner universities worldwide. We've got heaps of friends that have been on exchange and absolutely loved it.
And I'm really looking forward to going on exchange to India in the third year of my degree. I think it's just going to be fantastic to experience a new healthcare system, a new culture, a new language. I think it's going to be amazing. And I think it's really going to help me grow to be a globally focused doctor. So we've been chatting about Macquarie, and here up on the slide, you can see all of the amazing subject areas that we offer. You can have a look through these on our website, and it will list all of the courses that we offer. Try and find one that piques your interest, and you can have a look at all the information there.
Or if you want to do 2 different degrees, you can through our double degree program like I did. This is a really great way to kind of combine your different passions and interests into a degree that can kind of double your employment prospects as well. They can be 2 different areas that may traditionally go together, or they can be completely different degrees. So we have our popular combinations, and they are listed on UAC as existing degrees already, such as commerce and law. But then we also have our really cool Bachelor of Combined Studies, which allows you to combine 2 degrees that you're interested in, almost any 2 different areas, and you can have a really unique degree that's tailored to your interests and passions, which is really cool. There's heaps of information on our website as well.
So to wrap things up, we'd like to share a bit of advice with you. This advice was taken from surveying the other student ambassadors and asking them what they'd like to have told themselves when they were in year 12. And these were the 4 points that we came up with. And the one that really resonates with me is do what you love, because your passion is going to help you to succeed. If you're doing something that you're passionate about, it means the time flies by. It's not going to feel like it's a drag when you're studying it. And even if you're not really sure where you want to go after high school, having something that you're passionate about can really open up those opportunities. So if you're interested in English, you can pursue journalism, you can pursue writing. If you're interested in science, you can pursue healthcare or science. There's just so many opportunities. And if you find what you're passionate about, it will just take you so many places.
Yeah, and I think, as we said for year 12 about being well-rounded, that also continues for university as well. It's really important to just take advantage of all of those opportunities when you are a university student, like both Gareth and I have, because that can really set you apart, make you more well-rounded, and help you develop personally and professionally.
Now we've got a number of events coming up online that can help you get some of the latest information from Macquarie. So you can see up there, we've got our year 10 and year 12 information nights. And we also have our open day on the 15th of August. I'd really recommend you guys check out these events and you attend. It's where you can get some of the latest information, and it can just really make your whole process in year 12 that much easier.
And if you do have any questions at all, please feel free to get in touch with us. We have our contact details listed there. You can give us a call, you can get in touch via live chat, you can send us an email, or you can even book a personalised consultation via Zoom. But otherwise, thank you very much for tuning in. We hope this session's been informative and insightful for you, and that you're really excited to go to Macquarie now.
We wish you all the best with your studies, and we can't wait to see you at Macquarie next year.